The year is 1250 AD. Europe is divided into large kingdoms with countless city-states, each controlling its surrounding land. And things are going quite well. Castles are guarding their land, knights are riding in their armor, and the Catholic Church still holds its immense power. But then, something impossible happens. Two C-47 cargo planes appear in the sky over France. Their engines dominate the sky, terrifying the villagers below. Then the plane doors open and dozens of US paratroopers jump out, drifting down on white parachutes. To the people on the ground, it appears as if either angels or demons are falling from the heavens. By the time the last man lands, the planes have already vanished. The paratroopers are stranded with only their weapons and supplies. And they are given one mission: to build a kingdom strong enough to control at least half of Europe. If they succeed, they will return home to the 20th century. Some of the local farmers quickly rush to see what has fallen from the sky. Some are armed, and others are just downright curious. But the villagers begin to get too close for comfort. Then, a single shot from an M1 Garand is fired up into the air. Horses panic, peasants fall to their knees, and others run away. The soldiers introduce themselves not as men, but as chosen warriors sent from the heavens. They promise to protect the peasants so long as they follow their rules. Within days, the entire village is under their control. The guards and military-aged peasant males are recruited to fight for the paratroopers' expansion of Europe. They start by teaching them modern fighting tactics. But supplies and trust are still limited, so they keep the guns to themselves. Villagers are left to arm themselves with their existing spears, shields, and bows. And to ensure that their followers stay loyal, they periodically use their weapons for effect. A flare is fired into the night sky to show off their divine power of controlling the sun. A mortar strike on a nearby hill is used to show what happens when the heavens get angry. Even basic medical care, like a shot of morphine, is viewed as a working elixir of life in the eyes of the villagers. Rumors spread fast. Surrounding villages choose to tag along rather than risk destruction. Each victory adds more followers. A disciplined army of peasants grows under the command of 40 modern soldiers. Most nearby castles are too small to fight back, so they give in peacefully. And the ones that do charge into battle are easily cut down by machine guns. But with every conquest, their notoriety grows. Kings and nobles realize this is no ordinary rebellion and send armies by the thousands to stop the invaders. The platoon cannot fight those numbers head-on alone, so they rely on tactics like using their sniper scopes to pick off commanders and forcing their recruits to fight on the front line while rifles are fired sparingly from afar to keep the illusion of endless power. But each battle costs ammunition, and each mortar shell fired is gone forever. And most importantly, the more their empire expands, the thinner they are stretched. At their peak, the platoon would control dozens of villages and several large castles. But their empire is fragile, and it is getting weaker by the day. Mortars have run out, and rifles are used only when absolutely needed. Local lords begin to sense weakness. Once the illusion of invincibility fades, plans of rebellion begin to spread. Soon, tens of thousands of farmers and peasants march up to the castle walls, demanding the heads of the paratroopers. Once the castle walls are broken, the platoon fights to the end. Their rifles rip through the crowd until the last bullet is gone, but it is still not enough. By the time the smoke clears, the paratroopers are no more, and the rest of their empire collapses overnight. So, could a single platoon of World War II paratroopers conquer medieval Europe? For a short time, yes. But 40 men simply cannot hold a continent of millions. Supplies run dry, loyalty breaks down, and numbers ultimately overwhelm them.